Wow.
From New York, it's Saturday night.
It's
with
Thursday night on a Monday.
Beck Bennett.
80 Bryant.
I was doing it as they were doing it tonight, and
now remember, turn the Bluetooth off on your phone.
the fuck is this? Oh no, I've got my.
I know you got your
over-ears
cams on.
on.
I can see.
But
nobody else can see, but I can see because I see backstage.
So
Underage, adolescent,
Bluetooth. All right, let's do it.
All right. So Adam could be calling us in a minute, or he could have gotten my message when I texted him and said, "Can I push you off till 8 o'clock?"
Okay.
One of those two things is probably going to happen.
Oh well, I hope so.
All right, I'm gonna give you a 5-second because everybody's been waiting anxiously. Well, at least Nipsey has.
Yeah. Oh, one of them.
So let's do this 5-second countdown with a Shree. Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you yet another fresh in piece. On air with the professor, 30 years since the death of De La, another You God, and all kinds of new music from friends of the show. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're witness strength, street now.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, Jamie Robbins.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381, coming at you live and direct from Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters south in Virginia and Mr. Headquarters, Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters north in New York. That would be Bill. And Jamie down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
As always, I am well. I want to welcome Nipsey and John to the show because they're the only people. And there's Adam
Silverstein.
Right there. Adam Silverstein.
Okay.
We're going to go straight to Adam. We'll edit this shit later. Hold on. Hello, Adam. You are live. You get no warm up. You were just here.
I'm just coming in live.
Yeah. Coming in hot. Boom. Put you on the screen, which you might get to see later. Where it says
Nice.
On the line, Adam Silverstein with the big UHHM logo, which is also on my shirt and in my background.
What's up, Bill? What's up, Jamie?
How are you, Adam? Always a pleasure talking to you once again. How's things?
I mean, it's about to get real busy. It's already been busy, but it's going to be extremely busy come this Thursday.
On Throwback Thursday, there's action happening, you're telling me?
Yeah, listen, there's many reasons why Thursday is so special. You guys are one of them.
Yes, we are a very small one. Yes.
Yeah. So real quick, just so you guys know, I got a little surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we like surprises.
Yep. Yeah. So because of, Thursday, the synchronicity that we have, I got a special friend that is joining me on this call right now. So I'd like to let him say hello. Special friend.
Yes. Are we on with Billy and Jamie?
We are.
Yes, sir.
Oh, those are two of my most favorite people in the world. This is your man, Uncle Paradise Gray.
What
the
up,
UHHM, baby. What's going down?
Hey, Dice. Welcome back.
Nice to
Hey,
have
hey.
you.
Oh, yeah. Adam told me he was talking to you, and I just wanted to, share some more stories with you guys and share the love. What's going on?
That's what I'm talking about. I heard you got all kinds of stuff going on. I heard you were a super busy dude more than normal. And Adam Fake the Funk
Oh,
said, no,
man.
Dice can't make it. He's too busy.
I'm never too busy. Never, ever too busy for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you holler, I'm calling,
We greatly
I
appreciate
was going to
that.
say that's the most humbling thing I've ever heard for this show.
Most people lean to the, man, I got to be on with those dudes again. All right, whatever.
But
It's like,
Yo,
yeah,
I don't
it's
even
like the
care
voice
about
isn't
the
on
show,
tonight.
Man. I love you guys. I love what y'all do.
Well,
I absolutely love what y'all do. I live for what y'all do. And my job as a chief curator of hip hop and as an ambassador of hip hop is to make sure that people like you have all the information that I have, so that y'all could share it with and translate it into, the language of the youth today.
yes, sir.
We do what we can, that's for sure. I actually spread the word about UHHM to a couple of people who had no idea this museum was actually in development. And a friend of mine said there was a Facebook post that said, what song can you identify just by one lyric or something like that? And the girl I used to work with put Shook Ones. So I quoted, of course, Shook Ones for her. And she gives me the woo hands, but that was more probably just a salute kind of thing. And I said,
Yes.
right down the road from us, they're building a museum, and she basically had no idea it was going up. I said, so that is why we do what we do.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's what I say.
And each one's supposed to teach one.
That's
That's
true.
hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no big guys and little guys in hip hop. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, I was a little kid in the South Bronx, and Disco King Mario and C.C. Howard and Pete DJ Jones, they treated me really good, and they inspired me, and they showed me what it was to be a man. You know what I mean? And what responsibilities to my community was, and how to DJ and how to do sound, and my life is a living testament to our ancestors. And we got to talk about what they did and how we were raised in the Bronx. And the Bronx wasn't just broken glass everywhere. That there were people living there that actually cared about us.
Mm-hmm.
And they mentored us and helped us, turn the original elements that always existed into the culture of hip hop.
Wow.
And hip hop is more than just rap.
Yes.
So Dice, can I ask? I see a perfect segue right now. This perfect segue is, the foundations of hip hop. You were just talking about how you were inspired and you were taught, and you're actually hosting an event on Wednesday. And it sounds like only the live people will know, or the tape people might know about this, but maybe we could get the word out for the people who are listening right now about the event, some of the foundations of hip hop that you'll be discussing and sharing with the world. So can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. This is the 51st anniversary of the Last Poets' first album that they put out. And last year, we did a whole live event with a curriculum and everything that was hosted by Ralph McDaniel. Shout out to Video Music Box and Ralph McDaniel.
Yes.
And
Friend of the show,
so
Ralph
Ralph did
McDaniel.
such a great job that we decided to do another tribute to the Last Poets this year. And we have a bunch of incredible young poets from all over the world that are going to give a salute to the Last Poets. And it's going to be an incredible live performance by the Last Poets. It's just going to be an amazing event. And well-deserved, because the Last Poets, their music and artistry was at the foundations of hip-hop. It's what I was listening to when I was producing the X-Clan back in the day. The Last Poets, they gave me permission to be unapologetically Black and to be bold and proud of myself. And they gave me the permission to use whatever language I needed to use by any means necessary to get my point across. And, and he showed us how to use art as protest, and that all of those things are at the foundations of hip hop, including the amazing rhymes they did. So many people sampled the last poets in hip hop, so we're going to have a DJ who's going to spin some of the songs in hip hop that was sampled from the last poets and some of the inspirations. And, it's just going to be an amazing night of and tribute to the last poets. And it's going to end with a 30-minute performance from the last poets themselves. A 30-minute live performance.
Wow.
So it's going to be bananas.
Yeah, it's 5 poets and then DJing and then popping off with the last poets.
Didn't Justin Heron just get into the hall?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I believe LL Cool J and Jay-Z also.
They did,
Yep.
yes.
Wow, what an amazing tribute to hip hop. And,
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that I've been able to live and be a part of it all. And I just want to say that to everybody who considers themselves a hip hopper or who just loves hip hop music, that hip hop is participatory. It's not just what you listen to that someone else does. Sing your song, rap your song, dance your dance. Old African proverb says, if you can talk, you can sing, and if you can walk, you can dance. And that is hip hop culture. Hip hop is not just what you purchase, it's what you live.
Yeah. And I like that. Like, if you go to a show, I went and saw Rakim a couple of years ago. Him and Redman both have the same theory. When they take the stage, they don't want you there with a camera. They want you paying attention to what they're doing and interacting with them, because part of their experience is your experience that you're having with them.
Right.
So, it's not just, okay, I heard you. It's, I was there with you and I felt what you were doing and you got that same feedback from me.
Yeah. And you want to know what, Jay?
Because
Remember,
nobody,
we went to Wu-Tang and we didn't
remember what to say.
Yeah.
Wow.
We went and saw the Wu-Tang anniversary show down in Washington, D.C. Neither one of us have any pictures of it because we kept our phones in our pockets the whole time and just vibed to the music.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be part of the experience,
Yeah.
Otherwise, I listen to rap music and I am hip hop are completely different statements. I mean,
yeah. But you need to snap a few pictures every once in a while so it could go into a museum.
Yes.
Mhm.
I heard that there's going to be one.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, we might have some more information on that in a second.
Do you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
I
so
can't-
first of all, real quick, before I get to that new news, this launch poet, the last poets event is on launch. It's on Launch TV.
Okay.
So it's on launchglobal.tv/The Last Poet. So it's a virtual show. So if you can't be there, because it's going to be at the Revolution of Hip Hop,
Right.
and the
Okay.
Revolution of Hip Hop is in the Bronx, for those who don't know, and it's on Exterior, and it's right across from where the museum will be built on the Harlem River. So, 5 blocks from Yankee Stadium, that's where the museum is being built, but currently there is a preview exhibit curated by Paradise and Pete Nice and Senyan Kelly and Popmaster Fable and others. And this is where the Last Poet event will be. So, if you can't come, which you probably can't because it's a closed event, you could do it on Launch TV and stream it. And it will be supporting the Last Poets as well. So this is an amazing event.
Nice. Adam, make sure you message me that link and I'll throw it up on all our social media and make sure that everybody gets to hear about it before Thursday and it's too late.
Perfect. Sounds good. So you want some more news?
Always.
Can we give you some more news?
We are here for every scoop you want to issue us.
What does he think we're going to say? No, absolutely not. We don't. We've reached our news quota. No, oh, absolutely. Spill it.
Well, I wasn't sure if I was calling it. We were calling it the news section because I know you have a news section.
We do,
and I wasn't sure if we.
But it's
We
hip-hop
have
headlines, so it's everything.
Yes, hip hop headlines. It involves anything hip hop related. So the floor is yours.
Yes, and to quote the great Flavor Flav, hit me.
So Paradise, you want to start off with what's happening Thursday? Besides Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast?
Yeah. Well, we're going to set it off in the morning with a groundbreaking ceremony where we will be breaking the ground of the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Oh, shovels going in the dirt.
And and we got a whole bunch of hip hop pioneers and legends and rap stars and actors and singers, politicians. Everybody's going to come out. It's going to be crazy, that the governor opened New York up, and we're going to set it off, the right way with Fat Joe and Little Kim and Nas and LL Cool J and a whole bunch of other superstars and legends. My man DMC said he's going to be in the spot. My man Grand Mixer DXT is going to be off the hook.
Wow.
And then
what about Chuck D? Chuck D?
Chuck D from Public Enemy. Oh, yeah.
Cool Herc?
Damn.
Oh, my goodness.
Who's
anyone know him?
Aside from us?
You know what? That's just appropriate. Cool Herc should be there. He's the guy who everybody says invented. So it would only be right if he was there with the breaking of the ground.
Coke Rock.
Coke Rock.
And where we're building the museum is walking distance from 1520 Cedric and Cedar.
Nice.
That's like a 15-minute walk.
And anybody can make a 15-minute walk. So
you
they can visit both places in the same trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, you know what I think is who would be great to partner with Paradise is the Hush Tours. Kaz's
Grandmaster
tours.
Kaz.
Because
Exactly. Yeah, we already had conversations with them, and Martha is a very good friend with them, and have worked with them a lot in the past. And she tells me that once the COVID breaks, that everything's getting ready to get real interesting.
Because that would be amazing.
Shout out to her stores, especially because that community is my community where I grew up in, so I know everything about that community. That's also the community where Pete DJ Jones comes from Highbridge,
right?
And so did the Grand Imperial DJ JC, who was the Herculoids #1 DJ. Yeah. And also a DJ named Tony Rome, whose son is the infamous Kevin Child. Also from that community comes Tracy Morgan, the comedian.
Yep, I remember you telling us that.
And Larry Davis.
Didn't you tell us that you used to babysit Tracy Morgan?
Yeah, that's the same community where he comes from.
Yeah.
All of us that I'm naming, including the infamous Larry Davis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, did you guys do the research on that? Hold on. I think I remember Bill saying you didn't know who he was in the last episode. And you were like, I'm going to research that. Did you end up researching that?
What, Larry Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, I didn't.
I
mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I could ask
on
Bill.
YouTube.
Ask Bill how long it took
on
me
YouTube.
to listen to Talib Kweli's show. I would say it on this show every single week. I would go, oh, and Talib Kweli's got a podcast. I got to listen to that. It took me like 4 months before I actually got around to listening to it.
Yeah, it did. I'm actually writing it down right now, only because it's been a crazy couple of months since we talked to you last. Personal things.
I'm just teasing.
Hey,
each one teach one, man.
We should have done it.
Yep. Each one teach one, and now I got to learn.
You're gonna learn today.
Yeah,
you're gonna learn today. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, just to give you a short briefing on Larry's story, when Larry was 14 years old, he was recruited to sell crack by crooked cops in the Bronx and forced to sell drugs. And by the time he was 18, he tried to get out of the dealing business. And 30 dirty cops went to see him without a search warrant, and they attempted to assassinate him. And a shootout of 30 cops against one 18-year-old, he won the shootout.
God damn.
And escaped into New York City for 17 days. He was America's most wanted, and they had the largest manhunt in the city or state of New York in history looking for him. He wound up turning himself in to the FBI, and he actually beat the case of attempted murder against police officers because his lawyers were able to prove that they kicked the door in and came in shooting, and he had a right to defend
To
himself.
defend himself, yeah.
So, yeah. So he shot 6 cops that day, and thank God none of them died. But he was able to escape and turn himself into the FBI. So he beat 6 straight cases that they tried to hit him with. And then they had 2 guys who actually had committed murder on drug dealers lie and say that Larry and his brother was with them. And they convicted him on weapons charges. And they kept him in jail for over 25 years. And they let a guy go on him in a yard, and he was shanked 35 times
Oh God.
and killed. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
That's
I just
insane.
found it. It runs about an hour and 2 minutes long. It's from Fast Life TV on YouTube. So I have sent Jamie a link to it if he wants to put it up for anybody to. And we'll, you know what? That's good education. We should probably shoot a link to that out to our social media networks too, because that's
Yeah, but that's
education.
just an example of, and it's ironic, we have movements now called Black Lives Matter, and, every single day somewhere in our community, they prove that our life doesn't matter.
Right.
And that's why we even have to say Black Lives Matter, just to remind people that, hey, we you can't just keep doing this to us. We matter also.
Right.
It's not that
Mhm.
Black lives are the only lives that matter, but and no one else has to, prove it consistently,
Right.
and that's why it's important for us to always understand the culture of music also, and the culture of hip hop is to use our music as a voice of our community and be the voices that shout out from the wilderness and from the mountaintops, that, we're all human beings, and, we should care for each other and want for each other what we want for our friends and our neighbors. You know what I mean? Because we all breathe the same air, we drink the same water, we
Bleed the
all
same
share
color.
the same Mother Earth.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, it's really important that, we bridge the gaps between races and religions and different cultures, and, use our music and our culture to celebrate our shared humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And when you have a platform, you need to use it.
Yeah.
Get messages out however it is that you do. I mean, we sit here every week. There's a couple people that listen to us here and there. We say things we have to take into account, right? We have a platform. We need to get something out there. We say it, the people will hear it. Whether they pay attention or listen is different, but they will hear it.
A platform is only as useful
Absolutely.
as how you use it. So,
Mhm.
I mean, a platform
Yeah.
without any kind of message behind it is a table. So,
That's right, my man. And I'd like to thank y'all for, continuing to do this. I mean, you guys, wow, you're over like 380 episodes
Yeah.
now.
This
See,
week is
aren't y'all?
381 this week. Yep.
Woo, y'all be doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm
Mm.
talking about. Consistency. Love is not what you say, love is what you do. And
Yes,
y'all
sir.
showing that love to hip hop, and hip hop love y'all right back.
There you
we will take that any day of the week,
Hell
especially on Throwback Thursdays, though.
Hey, can I shout out some more love real quick?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
All right. So I want to acknowledge Robin Whiteley and Brian Pay. or it's spelled P-E,
Yep.
but it might be Pay. These are some TBT Posse affiliates who have joined the museum's mission as well. With
What?
nice, yeah. So they
Good
made a nice donation to the museum, and I understand will also be entered in a very cool raffle.
They will be.
Yes,
we
they
have,
will.
not that you can see it right now, but we have up on the screen right now a 1 of 1. It is a 24-ounce hand-thrown mug from Sunset Hill Stoneware with the each one teach
Dope.
one and new school stale, old school fresh around the outside, and the original 4 elements on the inside. Everybody who's watching can obviously see. This mug will be made. There will be 50 of them made in a different color, and they will all be sold. And 50% of the proceeds from those mugs will be donated to the Universal Hip Hop Museum under the Posse umbrella. And this one,
Great words.
this one mug is just being given away to we're going to spin a wheel. We're going to put everybody's name who donates $10 a slot. So some people get more if they donate more. Some people get less when they donate less. But we'll put them all on a random wheel. We'll spin it, and what did I say? The 27th, Bill?
I think because that was the night of the
Fresh Flicks night. Yes. So on the 27th, live on air, we will spin that wheel and we'll give this mug away. So we're going to see how many people we can get to get in on it, and donations directly to the museum, not to us. And so they are tax deductible for those of you who don't know.
Yep.
Which will be for next year, unfortunately, because today being tax day and all that. Save those receipts. That'll be next year.
Hey, you got to think ahead.
You do.
Make your donations now, right?
That's right. And
guys, I really want to thank you guys, because to me, like, this is the epitome of caring for this culture, what you guys are doing. I mean, not only are you doing what you do for 381 episodes, and everything else you've probably done, but to do this, to like manifest it into a fundraiser for the museum, I mean, we really appreciate you guys and your crew and the posse. I mean, it's just, the museum thanks you guys and wants you all to know that this is your museum, and I know you two understand that.
Yes.
But even your posse's got to know that they are this is their museum too. And so we thank you so much.
Of course.
Once it's all open, we will be planning, once everything is open and ready to go, we are going to be planning a giant posse get together to go to the museum in person as a full conglomerate of the TBT Posse.
Yes, sir.
So you guys aren't going to be able to handle all of us at once.
That's all right. We'll try.
Yeah.
That's all we can do, right?
We may even have matching T-shirts for it.
Because we're going. What are the dimensions of the rooms that we're going to have in the museum again, Adam?
I don't know. I mean, we've got a theater. Yeah. Well, we got a theater. We could put them in a theater. Full posse in a theater.
Oh yeah.
That would be a cool live recording, though. If the whole, like a live student audience of the posse at the museum with you two recording the show.
We can definitely do that.
I was going to say, from your mouth to the hip hop god's ears, man, we would love to make that happen.
Well, look, we got to make sure, Dice, that when the architects start working on the theater more precisely, that we say we need to have a podcast studio available for this theater here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it's not just, I'm sure there's other podcasts that would love to do it. I mean, it seems like this is the medium of the present and future. So many of the artists we listen to now have shows. I mean, Search and Long and and you
Fredro
know,
had one.
Fredro had one for a
You
while.
know me and Pete Nice don't mess with that dude. You know me and Pete Nice don't mess with that search dude.
All we said is that he had a show.
All we
That
said
was
is
all
that
there
we.
was.
Yep. Yep. All we said was that he's doing the same thing. Well, he's doing it a little different from us because he's not sitting in my office at home. But
No, our show is better
What?
than his. I'll say it.
I think
Well,
we're the greatest.
I wonder if. Oh, go on.
I think we're the greatest hip hop podcast recording today. But you
That's
know,
right.
that's just me fluffing my own feathers, I guess.
Well, if
That's
you
good,
don't, nobody
man.
else will.
Hey, that's so hip hop.
That's the truth.
It kind of
You know,
is. You
and-
know what? If you don't believe it, you can't put it through the mic because and people call you out
If
on your
you don't
bullshit.
believe it, you're damn. And if you don't believe it, you're damn sure ain't gonna convince me.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
damn right.
I tell people I wear Mr. Throwback Thursday shirts and hats all the
There
time,
you
and
go.
people go, "What
That's
you wear?
right.
That's your stuff." I'm like, if I don't rep it,
Yeah.
who will?
Mhm.
You know, the father of that swag is Muhammad Ali and H-Rap Brown. You know, we adopted that swag from our ancestors. You know,
Mhm.
the biggest story ever told is that hip hop was created in the Bronx from nothing,
Yeah.
and that is not true. All of the elements of hip hop predated the birth of hip hop as a culture, but you know, we incubated that, and the pressure from New York turned that coal into the diamond that we call hip hop. But we always have to give respect to people like Muhammad Ali and brother H-Rap Brown, who, you know, use rap to tell stories and were ultimate examples of masculine black men for us. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm.
So shout out. That's where we get that swag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your hands
Mhm.
can't hit what the eyes can't
Can't
see.
see. That's right. I'm the greatest alive. You know, if Ali
That's
didn't
right.
believe
You
he
better
was the
believe
greatest,
that.
how's he going to convince you he's
That's
the greatest?
right. There you go.
I was gonna say, if Ali didn't believe he was the greatest, he's just another draft dodger named Cassius Clay, and nobody
Yeah.
hears of him.
That's right.
So this was such an unexpected surprise to get Dice with us tonight. I feel like I
Yeah,
just
I'm telling
Man, I
you.
love you guys, man.
I
Y'all-
feel like I
y'all
just
rock
won
the
on a
spot
scratch
all
off,
the
you know?
time. Yeah.
Hey, you could probably win that cup. Your luck is so good.
He's
No,
not
no.
allowed to play.
I'm not allowed to play. I'm not
Okay,
allowed to
okay. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna design a cup for y'all, but it's gonna be a UGG mug.
play.
An UGG mug.
Yeah, UGG mug.
we already got one of them. It's got our faces on
I was
it.
gonna say, if you see it, well, they can't see it. I was gonna say we got the logo in the back behind me, and we got two ugly mugs on that.
There you go. So I don't know how long we're supposed to stay on, but I got a few more. Okay, well I got a few more things to announce.
Okay.
That's going on. So basically, this groundbreaking ceremony that we're having, it's a closed event. Otherwise, it would be, we can't do it with COVID protocols. So basically,
Right.
we had
Understood.
to keep it. So it's not open to the public, but it will be live streamed on our YouTube channel, UHH Museum. Not live stream, but it'll be up there, a showing of it, and then it will sit for people to check out, so they could kind of catch a little bit of what happened.
So the posse can subscribe to that
also-
channel. That's UHH Museum. Make sure you subscribe.
Damn, thank you. And then we've got obviously the Revolution of Hip Hop exhibit still going on. That's open from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you got to go online and get tickets and reserve because we have limited spaces.
Mhm.
Dice will be there this weekend, I'm sure, on and off. And if you are lucky enough to be in New York and can make it and get a tour by Dice, I mean, this is the gentleman who lived everything that he put up there.
Wow.
I mean, this is,
The hip hop Forrest Gump.
it's amazing. There you go.
Yeah. Hey man, MC Search tried to steal my title.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to bring it up, Dice. I didn't want to bring it up.
Start calling myself the hip hop Gordon Parks, and I dare him.
All right, so Dice, can you clear it up, because I didn't want to bring it up, but you brought it up. Okay, so I heard that on the Search was on the Drink Champs, and he called himself the Hip Hop Forrest Gump. I texted you and said, "Wow, do you guys both call yourselves the Forrest Gump?" So what's going on? Can you break it down?
Man. Oh, just put it this way. 30-something years ago at the Latin Quarters, I was the hip-hop legend. Search was the hip-hop joke. And somehow, 30 years later, he's the hip-hop legend, and I'm the butt of his joke. You understand? I mean, come on, man. That dude is like, if anything, he's a hip-hop Donald Trump, and he's always selling the big lies, You need to stop lying. Yeah, he wrote a record for Rakim. Please. Which I'm just saying.
That's one of those stories. When I heard it, I said, more like what?
It sounds more like the hip hop Lieutenant Dan.
Well, I'm like, please, Search was. I admit, he was my friend at the Latin Quarter, and but he was not popular at the Latin Quarter for rapping. There used to be like a 300 and something pound dancer at Latin Quarter. I called him Heavy. And even though he was way over 300 and something pounds, the dude floated on his feet. It didn't look like his feet would touch the floor when he danced. He was so nice with it, right? Mm-hmm. So when Red Alert used to play warm up, we used to warm up before the show. Red Alert would play a bunch of the newest joints, and we would tell jokes and everything and warm the crowd up for the act that was to come on. I would call Heavy up on stage to dance. And when Heavy started dancing and everything, I would be going, "Go fat boy, go fat boy, go," and the crowd would do the chant. Mm-hmm. And Heavy would tear it up, and everybody would have a good time. And then Search used to come running and be like, "Oh, hey Dice, can I go next? Can I go next?" He had some fantasy that he was really a good dancer, but he had 2 left feet. And he was just so cool that we liked him. So Red Alert would play "Do the James" by Casanova Rudd and Super Level C.
Yeah.
And MC Search would do the WAP. And he would do I call it the white boy dance. Because when he started dancing, I would take the mic and start going, "Go white boy, go white boy, go," and the crowd would be chanting, "Go white boy."
Yep.
And Search became very popular at Latin Quarters because of that. But somehow he imagined that he was as good a dancer as Hammer. And oh my God, he didn't even really know he had 2 left feet, and that we only loved him because we loved him. Because he was a real cool dude. He was a dope guy. Mm-hmm. But I think, stuff goes to your head and you don't really understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was cool with me. He met Pete at Latin Quarters and they became third base, and and my crew became X-Clan, and we spent our whole album To the East Black with this in third base.
Yeah, taking shots at him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then a few that. But check what united us. Pete and I both collected baseball cards when we were kids and comic books. So we both at an early age knew the value of collecting hip hop memorabilia. Mm-hmm. And he developed a large collection, and so did I. And, we stayed in touch over the years because of our love for hip hop memorabilia. And then once I started working with the Hip Hop Museum, Pete was one of the first guys I called. And he came and we started trading each other and, learning each other's collections. And then I started to lose my vision, and I gradually went blind over the last 4 years. And Pete Nice has become one of my best friends, and he's become my eyes and my co-curator of the Universal Hip Hop Museum. So because of Pete Nice, I'm able to become the world's first blind chief curator. You know what I'm saying?
And it's good to have somebody who you trust and who sees things the way you see things to be your eyes.
Yeah. Well, and the beautiful thing about it is that, Pete lived it. He lived hip hop from the Latin Quarter. on. And, so he's seen, he used to be on the road with Digital Underground and Tupac in the early days. Those guys are third base. Pete and them, they really have a great resume. They had a lot of accomplishments. And I'm proud to work with Pete and Senyon and my man Adam, who was like the original glue to help stick us all together, shout out to Rocky Bucano and everybody that put in that work, Pop Master Fable, everybody that Mark Green, Richie, it's so many names, you know what I mean? This is not like a solo effort.
Right.
We have an amazing team, Martha Diaz, you know what I mean? We got, and we count on you guys being part of the team, and hopefully we encourage you to archive the hip hop in your backyard.
Well, that's what we're getting. That's the next episode, Dice. Know what we're going to talk about. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's coming up. So the reason we couldn't do it this week is because of all the stuff we have going on.
Yes, sir.
With the groundbreaking, but the episode that we're going to do either next week or the week after is we're going to go over this amazing archival donation that Mr. Throwback Thursday has made to the Universal Hip Hop Museum, which, oh my Lord, this is
word.
Unbelievable.
I think that's my new tagline. Say word.
Word.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my!
A lot of Poughkeepsie hip hop history.
You know how important the word is to hip hop?
Yep.
In the beginning, there was only the word, and the word became the true and living God. That's how important the word is. The spoken word. Word up. Word light. Word to the mother.
What is that going on in the background?
That is my great nephew, who is the youngest member of the hip hop of the TVT posse. He is, how old is he now? He's probably about 6 months, 7 months old. And
great. Word.
And he is mean mugging. I mean, he is hip hop through and through.
He just rolled up into Bill's studio.
He did. He just rolled right in here like, what you got on my 40, homie? Rolled in here like Zeus.
Wow.
What you got on my Enfamil, homie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. I just wanted to touch on what you said before, about the whole losing of the eyesight, but having everybody who, kind of agrees with you. It came to me. I was like, there is a world of difference between eyesight and vision. And
true.
The vision of this museum is just everything that we've been trying to get out on a smaller scale for now 381 episodes of this. But it's humbling that we're even a small part of doing what you guys are doing on such a grand scale. So it's, like I said, it's just really humbling for us.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because it takes a village to lift, and when we all lift as a village, then the lift is easier. So we don't take for granted, we encourage people, inspiring you and your posse are to us, man, that, that y'all would actually take the time and have the caring to contribute to the effort that we're making. This is the Universal Hip Hop Museum. It's for all hip hop. And we want to create a platform for everyone to tell their story, not just for us to regurgitate all of the stories from New York, but also there's a Kool Herc everywhere. There's a Grandmaster Flash everywhere. Who are they? Who are the guys that were good and who practice hip hop in your area and who's doing it now? Let's connect the dots so the young people understand that they're all a part of what we were doing. And it's the struggle continues,
Hey, this is even a museum for MC Search, right, Dice?
Absolutely.
That means
this is his museum too.
It sure is.
Because hip hop
I said,
hip hop is family, and you may have some relatives that you don't like, but it doesn't mean you're not going to invite them to Thanksgiving dinner, you know?
That's right.
Yep.
So real quick, I got two more things for the news, for the updates.
Nice.
Okay.
So this is another amazing story of contributing to the cause of the museum. There is a DJ named Herbert Holler, and this guy throws
Hello.
throws the legend. Yeah,
That's
he
a great
well,
name.
he probably says that. Yeah, he throws this legendary hip hop party called the Freedom Party, and it's like the longest running. He told me it's the longest running hip hop party in New York, and so he came to the revolution of hip hop. He absolutely loved it. He said, "I want to help. You know, I throw these parties. I want to help, and I know there's not a lot of people coming because of the pandemic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me and my DJ friends to come for Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to spin every hour while you guys are open and invite our audience to come because this exhibit needs to be seen." I mean, he's bringing DJ Wiz from Kid and Play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mark
Yep.
Eastman, yeah.
DJ Dynamite Black, L Boogie, a whole ton of them. So, check that out. Look on our, Twitter and Instagram. You'll see that. That's coming up Memorial Day, and it's a regular ticket to the revolution. But again, it's the community coming together. I mean, no one can do it themselves. And so if Herbert saw the need, and he's like, "Look, I got promotion. I got people. I want to play. I want to do it here." So that's happening Memorial Day. And then I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about this, Dice. But we just announced as our official technology partner, Microsoft. Microsoft made a $5 million. Right. They made a $5 million gift to the museum over 5 years. So they are committed to, this vision. The corporations are starting to see what the importance is. And so, Dice, I really want to hear your thoughts on that. Like what you think from what you've seen in the beginnings to now, and what this partnership with a big corporation coming into a museum. What do you think about that?
I think that's absolutely necessary if we're trying to build a prestigious institution, that will put the standard of like the Smithsonian of hip hop, that we have to take that seriously, and that, partners like Microsoft and MIT take us serious is important for us, because hip hop and technology has always been a marriage, and technology has always driven hip hop to give us the tools that we need so that we can create something that never existed before. You know what I'm saying? And, I think that it's only right, that, how many corporations have benefited off of the creation of hip hop? Hip hop is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And, the people, unfortunately, who created it are still at the bottom of that totem pole, only as content, you know what I mean, and creative. When the reality is that we're more than just content, and we have to be able to tell our own stories and give voice to our own struggles in order for the world to understand, who we truly be and what we truly represent. So yeah, it's going to take, corporate. I can't wait for corporations like Google and Nike and Timberland and all the other major corporations and brands that have benefited off of hip hop, find a way to return some of that wealth to us. Because if you listen to even the president of the United States, Mr. Biden is speaking about infrastructure. Well, the Universal Hip Hop Museum is about infrastructure on two levels. It's about low-income housing, and it's about a safe space for us to tell our own stories and give word to a movement and give space to a movement of creative spirit, and not just, like I always used to say, it's a museum, not a mausoleum.
Right.
It's not where hip hop is going to go to die and be memorialized. It's going to be where hip hop goes to live. And we're going to give opportunities to young people to create new dreams and new music and, understand how to use technology to our benefit to continue the great works of Grand Wizard Theodore and Kool Herc. And let them understand that, this museum is not just created to idolize them, but to inspire you with their story, because hip hop lives in you also.
See, and I'm really
Damn, I'm
hoping...
glad.
Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was saying I'm glad I got your thoughts on that, Dice. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Hey, in other words, supply our demands or we will demand your supply. We need contributions for everyone who loves hip hop. And we want the people to overmatch the corporations. You know what I'm saying? The more funding we have, the better we're going to be able to continue to address, the micro local people. We want the hip hop stories from Milwaukee and Chicago and Atlanta and Louisiana and
Heidelberg,
Oakland.
Heidelberg, Germany, Zurich,
Exactly.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Moscow.
All
I don't know about Switzerland.
London, England.
Moscow.
yeah,
We have our logo has been taken and had its picture taken in front of Red Square.
Yep.
We have friends in
Wow.
Russia, so
Yeah, there's a group that listens
Good.
up. They are a hip hop collective called the Wadka.
Yeah.
And they have
Dope,
dancers, they
dope.
have rappers, they have DJs, they have writers, they have everything. So
Shout out to my Russian hip hop brethren and sisters.
yes.
Yeah. Tell them to get in touch because their history needs to be documented. We want that. We
I
want
would do
that
that.
to be a part of. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll get a hold
Yeah,
of them. And
so-
the Wadka, if you're listening, hit me up and I'll get you some information.
Word up. Shout out to all members of the posse, no matter where you're listening to from in the world. This is a worldwide broadcast coming to you from the other side of Plutonia.
we got a listener on right now
With a key.
from England. So
With a key in the ignition.
yes.
Sissy. Hey, Dice, what was that your lyric? Did Professor X take that from you?
Oh no, definitely he did not. He came up with that one for sure.
What is that?
you know,
Can you explain the
Vanglorious is the coming of the God's new drum. A culture and a science that has existed for thousands of years to bring melanated people understanding of their own kingly character. It's a challenge. Sissy was not a reference to a sexual orientation. Sissy was a challenge to a black man to look himself in the mirror every single day and ask himself, am I living up to my standards or am I being a sissy? What am I afraid of? You know what I mean? That's what that is, a challenge to commit yourself to living up to a higher standard for yourself and your community and your family.
Damn. What was the pink Cadillac?
Pink Cadillac was a tribute to Malik El-Shabazz and that, Al-Hajj
El-Hajj
Malik
Malik
El-Shabazz,
El-Shabazz, yes.
a.k.a.
Malcolm
Yes,
X.
a.k.a. Malcolm X, a.k.a. Detroit Red, who was a pimp.
Yes, he was.
So the pink Cadillac represents the pimp in our crown. To never forget that, we all come from the bottom and we all just human. And even the lowest of us can be the best of us if we strive to reach our potential. And that's what Malcolm showed us. He showed us that you could be a thief. You could be a thug. You can be a hustler. And you can be one of the greatest men that ever walked this planet. One of the most intelligent and articulate people who ever walked this planet. You can be honorable. You can be a great husband and a good man, no matter what your beginnings are. We need to stop throwing people away and find a way to practice restorative justice and teach people knowledge of self and one unified human family, so that we could fight against corruption, so that we all could have clean air, clean water, and nice sunshine, and a decent place to live on earth that's not polluted. And you understand?
Wow.
And we don't have to oppress anybody for us to be able to live a decent life. We don't have to be so damn greedy that once we get enough, it's enough. And no one should be homeless or hungry on this planet, because the Creator created everything for us in abundance.
So Dice or Bill, actually, when you do Bill Reed's lyrics, do you ever do X-Plan?
It's funny. Jamie picks the lyrics. So you'd have to ask him. I don't know what I'm reading until he sends it to me 5 seconds before I start to read it. So that's what makes Bill Reed's lyrics the goofball phenomenon that it is.
If he had advanced knowledge, that wouldn't help.
Yeah, if X-Clan were disassembled, we'd be canceled in today's society. Because in today's society, in Trump's America, they would have you believe that fighting against injustice is racism. To fight against racism, to call racism out, is to be racist yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's that backwards ass logic, but
exactly. America, you want proof that America's backwards? We park in a driveway and we drive on the parkway.
Yes,
and your nose runs and your feet smell. So there you have it.
There you go. We're backwards.
Yes, sir. Why do they call them apartments if they're so close together?
Yeah, but the reality of the subject is that the reality is I grew up in the South Bronx, right? In the Bronx, right?
Yes, sir.
And in the Bronx, it took all of us to become who we were. We didn't even know that we were Jewish and Black and Italian and Greek and, Haitian and Jamaican. We didn't know that we were all those things. We just thought we were children. And we had the nerve to come up with a culture where none of that shit mattered.
Right.
And, I say thank God for a guy like Mike Goldberg, who was the guy that was the owner of the Latin Quarter, who gave a 19-year-old kid with jerry curls and hazel contact lenses a shot at managing a club. You know what I'm saying?
It seemed to work out for everybody.
Exactly. Where would my life be without Mike Goldberg, and Mario and all the different so-called white people like Sal Abatella, you know what I'm saying? Who the color of their skin did not matter to us. It was always about the content of our characters. And New York gave us the opportunity to grow up in such a way that we found each other. We found something that we all liked, and thank God we were able to come together in unity and create what we did. And I like to always remind everybody that the only thing we don't have now that we had during the golden era of hip hop is each other. We were all in close proximity to each other, and we were constantly in contact with each other. It was like we were diamonds in the rough in a box, and all I had to do is shake that box up, and and rubbing up against each other made us all shine brilliantly. We were the tastemakers for each other. We were the filters for each other. We advised each other. We managed each other. We supported each other. We wasn't trying to kill each other because we didn't like each other's rhymes, or whatever
put your own
young
rhymes
people are
down and
using as
counter
an
it.
excuse. Whatever the rap industrial complex has weaponized hip hop to become, you know what I'm saying? We can reverse that. We did it before. We can do it again. Hip hop is really what we live, and we're the tastemakers of hip hop. They got it flipped now so that the A&R, the record labels, and iHeartRadio and all those guys, they dictate what people get to hear. But that's not hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the radio
Hip-hop
DJ
belongs to us.
Yeah, the radio DJ is going away to
What's
Dodo.
that?
All of that stuff is just
Radio DJ.
yeah.
What's that?
You say
Man,
radio
I know
DJ to me,
more-
I still
I
think
know
Red
more
and
black
Chuck.
construction. I
Yeah.
know more black construction workers than I know
Radio
radio
DJs.
Yeah, because there are none anymore. Everything is
Like
a pre-programmed list, and you have to play the same song 7 times a day.
every city.
Yeah.
And yep,
No, what you need now is what we had then. You need Red Alert, who would take the record that he was given, play the A side, and go, "That's not it. I'm playing the B side
Yeah.
because that's what I know is going to work." You
Mhm.
don't have any of
Yeah.
that anymore.
Hey, you want to hear a great example of that?
Of course I do.
Okay, at Latin Quarters, Nat Robinson, who owned First Priority Records and who was Milk and Gizz's father, was really good friends with Lumumba Carson, who was one of my friends who would wind up being Professor X
Professor X, yeah.
later. And Lumumba hooked Nat Robinson up with Daddy-O from Stetsasonic to produce for Milk and Giz, because Milk and Giz, they had put out a song prior to Milk is Chillin' that was called I Like Cherries. And it was one of the worst hip-hop records I've ever heard in my life. I like cherries because grapes are sour.
I know that
It was
song.
horrible.
we've heard that
Oh
song.
my God. So then Daddy-O produced Make It Funky, which was the A side that Nat Robinson was pumping. And all the DJs in New York was playing it, you know what I mean? Because Nat was a cool dude and he was a great guy, and you know what I mean? But the Make It Funky song was kind of sour too. I didn't like it. I wasn't feeling
Like
it.
the grapes.
And neither was Red Alert. Neither was Red Alert. So Nat Robinson tried to give Red Alert the record. Red Alert listened to it. He told Nat, I ain't feeling it. I ain't playing it. Nat said, look, man, what do you need? I give you money, whatever. Red Alert said, no, you don't understand. The record sucks. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because that's my reputation
So then,
now.
right. So then Professor X started begging Red Alert to play the record for his boy Nat. Like, please, man, everybody else is in the radio in New York is playing it. Like, you're the only one not playing it. The Red is like, yo, you don't understand. I'm never going to play that record. It sucks. Right? So Nat came to me. He was like, Paradise, please, man, Red works with you. You know, he's your DJ. Tell him to at least play the song in the club and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, Nat, don't do this to me, man. The record is whack.
The man
And
already told you.
he left me a bunch of copies in my office, right? So nobody was in the club. I'm in the club by myself because I'm there early. And I take the record and I'm searching it up and down. I'm like, there got to be something on here that he could play. And I turned it over to the B side, and 1 minute and 31 seconds was Milk is Chillin'.
Yep.
So that song was there, top billing.
Yeah.
Right? And I played it, and I could not believe what I heard. And I turned it up in the club, and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for Red Alert to get here. I'm going to play this song, right? So, okay, that night comes, Red Alert gets off of Kiss FM, he shows up to the Latin Quarter, the Violators are carrying his records into the DJ booth and everything, and I go running over to Red with this record, like, yo, Red, you gotta hear this. He snatches it out of my hand and throws it across the room, and it smashed on the wall. And he said, look, man, don't come at me with this Frisbee, man. Everybody, he's trying to make me play this record. This record is a Frisbee. And I was like, yo, Red, man, why you
trying to tell you?
why ever do that to you and ask you to play something that you didn't like? He was like, yeah, but that's, I said, no. I put it on the turntables and turned it up in the mains in the club and banged it. MC your mind. People call me Milk. And Red was like, oh crap. And banged it about 5, 6 times that night in the club, and the next week he was the one that debuted it. You know, he banged it in the club and he banged it on the radio.
B-side
And
wins again.
That led to Milk and Jizz becoming instant stars in New York and elevating MC Light up with them.
Yeah, when was it 10% Diss that had the same exact beat?
I think so.
I think that's the one.
That beat by the dope
Yep.
style faker. Say you see your face, you ain't nothing but a faker.
Yeah, it's got that same beat.
Yeah,
But
it's the same
to show,
record
too,
label. That's
how-
a
yeah,
brother.
yep, that's the same stable there. Yeah.
It goes to show just how simple
Yeah,
a record can be and still be a banger.
Shout
You
out
know,
to my man Nat Robinson.
Mm.
Shout out to Nat Robinson. He's in Atlanta now, and he definitely is doing great work and advising me, you know, with things for the Hip Hop Museum, and also we're going to do some dope exhibits of First Priorities legacy. You know,
Nice.
when the museum opened, we got it all coming, baby. Juice Crew, BDP, Avengers Assemble, baby.
Mhm.
Coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
So I think
hip-hop
with that,
culture.
Dice, yeah, Dice, I think we might need to get going now.
Let's get it on.
Give these guys their show back.
Hey,
We've done this before. People don't need to hear us again. You know,
Yeah.
we have special guests.
All right.
We can just throw our whole show away and just let you guys talk. We're good.
Mhm.
dope. It was great sharing those stories with you guys. I can't wait to hear more of your stories from, you know, around the world.
Yes, sir. And it's always good to have you guys on. I mean, anytime you have my number,
Yeah.
give me a call. I will patch you straight into the show. We'll stop everything we're doing.
We have
And
said
we'll
it
talk to you
before.
guys.
Open invite.
Awesome. Amazing.
Dope.
Well, thank you,
Well, thank
gentlemen.
you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
guys.
Peace. Yeah, peace.
All right, TBT posse. Thank you for the support. We'll catch you in 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks. But next time we're bringing Pete Nice to the table,
Great
and
work.
it's going to be amazing.
And
make
it'll
sure
be
you
and it'll
watch
be
the live
story
show.
time, kids.
Make sure you watch the live show during that one because there'll be a lot of pictures on the screen.
Yes, yes. Whole lot of visuals.
Yes.
Oh man, Dice, they might be stumping you with some of their stuff, man. They got Poughkeepsie history.
So they got who?
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie. Whoa. Dope.
That's a stone throw away
Hey,
from where I'm sitting right now. That's 7 miles away from
Hey,
my house.
Hey, I used to call myself a hip hop historian, but I no longer do that. I am a hip hop student for life.
I think that's what we all are. Anybody who tells you any different is a liar.
and
Do
any,
that.
and any day you didn't,
Everybody can't know everything.
nope. And a day you don't learn
That's
something
why
is
it's
a
so
wasted
important
day.
that you guys. That's why it's important that you guys keep doing what you do, because every single day I try to learn something new. And what you guys do is that you bring that power to the people and truth to the power, and keep doing that because we need that.
As long as somebody's out there listening, we'll keep talking.
We are the first one and the each one teach one. That's what we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill and Jamie, thanks so much.
Anytime.
Adam, thank you.
And thank you, Dice. And we will see you next week or the week after.
Yes, we'll hammer out
Cool,
those
cool.
details, and
Say
we'll let
word.
the posse know when story time with Adam and Dice will be.
Yes.
and we'll put all that information out there. How lucky are we, Jay? How lucky are we?
Pretty damn lucky.
I would say so.
All right. So let's see.
It is now 8:38.
So let's right now. Let's say we will be back with some music.
we'll come back with the records
Yeah, and
because we've got a one and done, a record of the week, and we got an old to the new
Old to the
this
new.
week too. So
which
we didn't even get to.
We'll get there.
I think you know what? I think we're going to need to record a new intro.
Yes, we will do that.
We'll do that
And
at
then-
the end, but
And then we'll come back with a couple of articles to put in the front because we need to do the fresh and peace.
mhm.
Okay,
Why don't we do the fresh in peace, and we'll do the
the 5 foot freak.
the 5 foot freak. And do you want to do the last one to mark the anniversary, or we can hold that off for next
No,
week?
we can throw that for next week. Because
Okay.
We covered 4
Mm-hmm.
with Dice. 5
Yeah.
was just a reason to say fuck Gene Simmons.
Well, I could always find a reason to say that.
Yeah. So let's do right now.
We'll do
say-
one.
We'll be back with the music, blah blah blah, and
Yep.
we'll throw to the break. Then we'll come back, do the 1 and 1 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll run 1 and 6, and then go into what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have the break here, skipping Woo News, going into the music.
Okay.
So throw to music, come back, do 1-6, do a break there.
And then we'll
Yeah.
And then we'll go into we'll throw to music, we'll come back, we'll do 1 and 6, we'll take the break, we'll actually do the music, and
Yep.
then we'll go from that point on and finish out.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once everybody else is gone for the evening,
We'll
we'll
re-record
redo
the
the intro.
Sounds good.
All right. So let's throw to a break for some music or whatever we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that in a shree. Who's your mama?
It is break time on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381. And when we come back, it's music time. One and done, record of the week, and an old to the new. You don't want to miss any of it. Come right on back. Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381.
Beauty. So I need a pause here for about 6 seconds so I can see it when I go to edit.
Mm-hmm. Edit this out.
Had to get my screen back.
Yes, you did.
All right, share screen. Blah, blah. John wants a meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
All right.
back at the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Yes, what you can see. Right, Sean.
Between your UHHM and my Mr. TBT, that is like chocolate and peanut butter, man.
It is 2 great tastes.
That tastes great together.
Yay, yay. Get rid of a little bit of my blur there. All right. So we were in the middle of. All right, we're going to have to start our welcome, blah,
welcome.
blah, blah. Yeah,
Yep.
because we were in the midst of that.
So,
So-
do
Go ahead.
you want to just do the intro now?
Fuck it, we can do that. All right. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Let's do that. Do you have it reworked in your brain?
Yeah, I've got it reworked in my brain.
All right, then let's come in to start the show. I'm not gonna do the open video again. But we'll do that with a Shri. Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you yet another fresh in piece. The 5 foot freak makes an appearance. We have all kinds of new music from friends of the show and a very special presentation with a possible surprise guest. I guess we'll find out. There's only one way you'll find out. Let's listen. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381, coming at you live and direct from Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters south, which would be Virginia, which is where Jamie is residing, and Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters north, which is New York, which is where Bill is residing. I would be Bill. That would be Jamie. How are you tonight, my friend?
As always, I am well. I am well. I am allowed to walk around without a mask, unlike you being in New York.
I can walk around without a mask in certain places. I don't know if I will do it indoors yet, but outdoors I have taken advantage of it.
Yeah, no, I don't know quite what's going to happen yet. I know the governor said if you are fully vaccinated, you don't need a mask. But, you know, I got to keep it in my pocket at this point anyway, because if I come up onto a store that says, no, we still, well, you got to have it. You know, it's your business. I either abide or I don't come in. But I am double vaccinated, so I'm
As
good.
am I.
Yep.
And before we get going, a very happy Hip Hop Appreciation Week to you, my friend.
Yes. Did you happen to see the note at the bottom of the page?
I did indeed. Hip Hop Appreciation Week begins every third week in May as a time to acknowledge and appreciate the actual existence of hip hop. And instead of wondering what happened to real hip hop Appreciation Week is an opportunity to answer the question to become a supporter of hip hop's original culture and not just an exploiter of hip hop's original arts. This year's Hip Hop Appreciation Week starts today as we record, May 17th, and runs through May 22nd. The theme for this year is peace. Now, edutainment is defined as education through entertainment. If you ask KRS-One, he'll tell you that. He'll also say a lot of MCs like to use the word dramatical, but I've yet to hear that. Since the beginning of hip-hop culture, hip-hoppers have used edutainment as a strategy to express ourselves, the elements, and teach people about hip-hop culture. The term was popularized by KRS-One back in the late 80s. Hip-Hop Appreciation Week, as I said, starting today as we record, the 17th through the 22nd, acknowledges the original intent of hip-hop, which is peace, unity, love, and safely having fun, and urges those who may work in any area of media or entertainment and or education to upgrade their presentation of original hip-hop to the public. During this week, serious hip-hop citizens, scholars, artists, and pioneers are advised to study and accurately teach the culture, arts, history, and philosophies of hip-hop, acknowledge and celebrate the people and places that introduced you to hip-hop, give a stranger the right of way, allow others to pass you even while driving, and be mindful of this. Donate your skill to someone who cannot afford it. Seek to help those in need this week. Practice higher levels of civility this week. Deliberately refrain from violation of laws and traditions. Perform forgiveness. Seek to reconcile the differences that you may have with others. If you can, make a donation to your child's teacher, especially in these hard times with what the teachers have had to go through, or to any teacher as a gift in appreciation for what they do. Buy and or read a book related to hip hop. And also during this week, let us do whatever we can from wherever we are to promote the original intent of hip hop to the public, to our children, and to ourselves. Let us unite as hip hoppers. Remember, hip hop is global. So when we unite, our unity unites the whole world. You spread the word. It's Hip Hop Appreciation Week. How will you show appreciation? We will do it by bringing you this hip hop themed podcast that we've been doing for 381 episodes now.
We will.
And this episode or this podcast will have a little bit of hip hop headlines. We will have a special presentation. We have a special guest calling in. After that, we will have some music. We'll have a record, one and done, a record of the week, and an old to the new that came to us with all sorts of excitement about that one.
Yes.
I will read some lyrics. We'll remind you about the Fresh Flicks, and then we will put a bow on this jam-packed episode 381. But there's only one thing to do to start, and that's start like we always do. Would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H?
Yay, yay.
This is Hip Hop Headlines, brought to you by Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Get on it. It's your time.
It is my turn. Hip Hop Headlines is going to be a little bit short this week because we are anticipating a phone call from our special guest. So we do have a couple of really important things that we wanted to get out before that happens. And we are going to start Hip Hop Headlines, unfortunately, as we have had to do more than I would care to admit lately, with a Fresh in Peace. And this
I'm going Billy Dan's on this one, and I'm blaming Bill because during last week's show, you said, hey, at least we don't have to start this week with a Fresh in Peace. And I said, you were going to jinx us.
I did. I put the fucking whammy on us, did I not?
You did.
Hip Hop DX brings us that hip hop pioneer, Captain Rock, who first DJ'd for Andre Harrell's duo, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, has sadly passed away. More sad news coming out of the hip hop community. According to veteran New York City hip hop promoter Van Silk, pioneering hip hop artist Captain Rock has passed away. Van Silk confirmed his death in a Facebook post on Sunday, May 16th, writing, R.I.P. to my brother Ronnie Green, a.k.a. Captain Rock. Sad how we are losing our brothers and sisters. 1979 seems like it was just yesterday of us chilling upstairs at Harlem World. Definitely a one-of-a-kind brother who had a different style with his music. Please, let's not get it twisted. Ronnie Green, absolutely not judge his records, was definitely a beast back then on the mic. Many of times when we hung out at the Park Foster Projects when they had the King Towers tournament. Did a few parties with him. Last time we spoke was 2019 because I wanted him to perform at the 46th anniversary of hip hop. He said, RC, I definitely will call you back. I'd never heard from him again, unfortunately. May he rest in heaven.
And the thing that bothered me about this is this is the only article I could find. There was no, I mean, I went to Google, typed in Captain Rock, and went to the news category.
And this was it.
And this was the only article that mentioned it.
Captain Rock's history in hip hop culture dates back to the 1970s when he DJ'd for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde under the moniker DJ Ronnie Green. The duo was comprised of Alonzo Brown and the late Andre Harrell, who went on to establish Uptown Records and later spearhead Motown Records. Harrell, of course, is also known for discovering Piss Dookie.
Yes, he is. There's a little tie-in here that you might catch later on.
There is. Captain Rock was a regular at Harlem World, a club owned by Jack Taylor, a.k.a. Fat Jack. Taylor also owned Taster and Rojack Records, which he ran out of Harlem World from 1979 until 1984. They recorded the late Love Bug Starsky's first single, produced by David McDonald, nicknamed Mighty Whitey.
Not Michael McDonald.
No, because he's street freedom.
Call him Mighty Tighty Whitey and his smuggling plums. Is that what you said?
I didn't think my camera went that low. I didn't know what you were looking at. Other acts on the label included Harlem World Crew and Lady Smiley, who was smiling at their tighty whities
and smuggling plums. Yes.
Smuggling plums. Harlem World and Jack Taylor are featured in the latest issue of Wax Poetics, which talks about the impact both had on hip hop. Jack Taylor's real contribution was discovering the rap group Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The late Andre Dr. Jekyll Harrell would form Uptown Records, the label that would lay the blueprint for the fusion of R&B and hip hop. He would have a huge hand in the slick, soulful style that would be a trademark of the music until today. Signed to NIA Records, Captain Rock dropped Cosmic Glide, which sounds like it should be a hair care product. It
was a one and done on our show.
I know it was, but it still sounds like it. I think I said that when we did it. I said that sounds like a hair care product.
Or a sexual aid. I don't know.
Either one. The return of Captain Rock in 1983 and Cosmic Blast in 1984. After a long hiatus, he teamed up with Old School Flavor to release To the Future Shock, which included his biggest hits.
You say To the Future Blackwards? No, To the East Blackwards.
Dan Silk estimates Captain Rock was around 60 at the time of his death, but no cause has been revealed. Par for the course tributes are popping up on social media. Hip Hop DX sends our condolences to all those who love Captain Rock, a.k.a. Ronnie Green, as does the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast and Jamie and myself. To the friends, fans, and family of Captain Rock, we offer a moment of silence. Now we're going news-wise to somebody else who we did a freshen piece on a couple of years ago.
We did.
But that doesn't mean
Doesn't mean the news stops.
it doesn't mean the news stops, and it doesn't
Or
mean
the
the music
music.
stops. This comes to us
Side
from
note,
Mix.
talking about music not stopping, there will be a new DMX album coming soon. I don't recall the actual date, but it's
Yes.
already been recorded. It was recorded right after the verses with Snoop Dogg.
Mhm.
DMX stayed in California in Snoop's studio, recorded the whole album. It's all done.
And as soon as we get it, I'm sure that's going to be a record of the week. I can
You damn
almost
straight.
guarantee it. I don't get to make those decisions, but I would almost guarantee after
You
380
always have input.
after 381 episodes, I kind of know how Jamie thinks. So, and even
381
before we started,
episodes and 35 years of
and
friendship.
35 years of friendship. Yes, we always say 2 dudes, 1 brain.
Damn
Anyway,
straight.
music.mxdwn.com. That's mixed down.
Mixed-un.
Mixed-un. Fife Dog. Remember him?
I heard of the guy, yeah.
Fife Dog pays
His
tribute
name's
to
Malik, the 5-foot freak.
pays tribute to Montreal, a new lyric video for French Kiss de. And that is how you have to pronounce that. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. See?
Yes. That's why I took Spanish.
I took Spanish too, but now I wish I'd taken French.
So you can say, duh.
Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. The estate of late A Tribe Called Quest rapper Fife Dog released his new song French Kiss de. It's the second single that his estate and collaborators have shared in advance of the legend's upcoming posthumous album, Forever. Throughout the song, Fife Dog shouts out the women of Montreal, Quebec for their looks. He sings on the hook, just dance, ladies in Montreal, femme de la France. A big portion of it is about Montreal girls shaking their ass, but beyond that, it's about living a vibe and having a good time. The track was produced by Canadian synth funkers, Potato Head people. Notice there's no
synth funker.
and notice there's no mister on that because
There's
Potato
not.
Head is now neutral. Potato Head people and features Jay Dilla's brother, Illa J,
Yep.
for a verse on the record, which surprised me when I saw that. There's not much to the lyric video. There's a collage that opens the video showing what appear to be hand-drawn illustrations of Black women, assumedly representing the girls of Montreal. Apart from that, the animations have a very corporate look to them, with splashes of color, patterns, and squiggles coming to life for easy transitions. It's mostly a visual aid for the lyrics so fans can catch fun lines like, and I feel my eye beams staring at your ass, girl. Heh, damn, girl. Little bonus Bill Reed's lyrics there. Although the lyrics are lighthearted, Fife Dog, born Malik Isaac Taylor, would be really happy to hear that Forever will soon be shared with the world, according to his family. His estate told Complex about how he had begun work on the album before his passing in 2016. Well, that makes sense. It wouldn't make any sense to do it after he passed.
No, I don't think it has the same sound quality.
We are excited about the partnership with AWOL for Malik's posthumous album release. We give all glory to God for allowing Malik to accomplish everything his heart desired, including his solo music. He worked really hard to complete his album before he transitioned, and he was ready to share an album that was near and dear to his heart with his fans, who meant the world to him. The previous single released from Forever was Nutshell Part 2, which we had as an old to the new,
did.
featuring Busta Rhymes and Reggie Noble. Its traditional boom bap production and Fife Dog's impactful vocal delivery helped it sound like an old school hip hop jam. Forever was initially announced in 2016 for a 2017 release, but has been delayed since then as more collaborators were brought on board to help finish the album. Fife was 45 when he died due to complications with diabetes. He'd been working on A Tribe Called Quest highly acclaimed comeback album, We Got It From Here. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
At the time, which came out less than a year later and was renamed and dedicated to him in his honor. Over the course of his career, he earned a high level of respect for his work with A Tribe Called Quest, as well as his presence as a rapper.
And for busting nuts inside your eye to show you where it comes from.
To show you where I come from.
And for giving you Siemens furniture.
Yes. So, new music from the 5 foot freak, or
Yes.
the 5 footer, as he calls himself. And if we're lucky, maybe, just maybe, you might hear a little snippet of that later. But that's going to do it for Hip Hop Headlines. We, I believe, will be receiving a phone call very soon. So we're going to take our first break of the evening. And when we come back, hopefully, if all goes well, you may hear a phone ring and we'll bring you a very special presentation. Coming back on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381.
Beauty. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to hit a drop and then the special presentation. And then we can get into some records.
Sounds good.
How about, since Dice mentions him, let's do this one. So now we can bring it in and let's do some music if you're ready.
Yeah.
All right.
So when we come back, then
Music time.
now, did we throw to a break after
Before-
they left?
Yes, because that's when we said, and we'll be back with
Okay.
music, and then we redid the intro after that, and
Okay.
blah blah blah. So
All
we'll
right. So
come
we're coming
with-
back from a break.
Yes, let me make sure I put that up on the screen there. Choo. Okay, and we'll do that with a shrink. What was your mama?
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381. It just seems very weird to come back from a break and go right into music, but we can't thank enough Adam and Dice for joining us. That was
Yeah, I knew
unexpected.
Adam was.
I knew
supposed to
Adam was
come on.
coming. Yeah, I mean that's what we had anticipated. But when
Yes.
he said, "I've got a special guest to join us," I was like, "Who the hell did he bring on with him?" And then my mind started going about 14 different directions. And then,
Yeah, he
and
did.
as
He
soon as
told me it was supposed to be Pete and Paradise and Adam all come on, and we were going
Right.
to go over the donation, which, as you heard, we'll be doing probably next week. But with me being off on vacation, and then Adam coming to the States and everything out, and I didn't get a hold of him again until last night to verify. And he said, "Well, let me check and make sure they're still available." And he said, "Nope." He said, "Pete and Paradise are super busy. Can we do it another time?" And then, ta-da! Bring
and then
Dice on
Dice shows up.
anyway.
Yep, Dice shows up. So maybe Dice's plans fell through, but we
Maybe.
are.
No, he just wanted to be here with us. You heard him.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he just wanted. Maybe we took precedence over what he had planned.
Yes, let's believe that.
Let's believe that. You know what I can believe?
What's
Actually, what I can't believe. I can't believe the record that we've got for our one and done this week.
And
But there's a
it's-
reason, because if
Yes.
you paid attention to Hip Hop Headlines, there was a tie-in to this record.
There was, because the name of the person and their group that's with them, I do not believe there was ever another There may have been another one under his name.
Right.
But it's like if I were to do Prince and a New Power Generation.
Right.
This was, as
Which
far
is
as I can
different from
tell,
Symbol.
yes.
And
And
different from Prince and the Revolution.
Of course. This is the only thing I could find listed under this group name. So
This titling name. Yes. And this record,
Fredro, if you're out there and I'm wrong, let us know.
right. This record came out, released July 1st, 1997. It runs 77 minutes and 52 seconds on Bad Boy and Arista Records, produced by a whole lot of people you've heard of.
And Savion Glover,
A man named Sean Combs.
who's got many names,
Yes. A man named Christopher Wallace,
who had a
went by
couple names.
couple of names as well. D. Dot, The Hitmen, Nashim Myrick, Carlos 6 July Brody, Jeffrey J. Dub Walker, Yogi, Black
Boo Boo.
Jairus, and Big Jazz, all with production credits on the debut
Sounds like a
studio
family.
album by American rapper. And we will go by the proper name because that's how the record reads.
Mhm.
Maybe the only time you ever hear us refer by the proper name.
Yep, because it's the way it's written on the album.
Puff Daddy. And the name of the record is No Way Out.
Yes, and I have it listed as Puff Daddy
Daddy and the
and
Family.
the Family. Yes.
Yes. Puff Daddy and the Family, to be precise.
Yes.
I have probably a shit ton of tracks on here. Let me just scroll down. The 17 count as a shit ton?
Yeah.
Is that what you have?
I have 13.
You have 13.
I do.
I may have, you know what? I think I have a bonus version,
You may,
but we'll find out where the
as we always do.
and Mr. Henderson, if you are in touch with your friend DJ Introduction, please inform him that the first track on this record is called No Way Out, subtitled Intro.
So it's a title track intro.
Intro.
I would have never thought it would have been like this. Life is crazy. God, please watch over my family.
I'm feeling a little skeeved out there, so let's move
Yeah.
on.
Track number 2 I have listed, and you'll tell me if yours is different.
Mhm.
Features the Notorious B.I.G. and Busta Rhymes.
It does not feature the Jacksons.
It is called Victory. No, it does not feature the Jacksons.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
Yo, the sun don't shine forever,
Turn
but
the
as
track
long
up
as
a
it's
little
here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business
Like
before
it,
pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam, who you know do it better. Yeah, right. No matter what, we airtight. So
Yeah.
when you hear something, make sure you hear it right. Don't make an
Hey.
ass out of yourself
Not
by
like
assuming our music keeps you moving. What are you doing?
Okay, so I have a question.
If it's called Puff Daddy and the Family, why do you refer to himself as P. Diddy?
Right. Did he? I mean, if you look at Spotify, it's listed under Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that maybe was his name at the time. I don't even know if that's his name now. I just know Love is in there somewhere. Did he change his name between the time that the album? No, because it would have been the other way around. He would have had to be Diddy first and then Puff Daddy, which we know he was not.
Yeah,
This is
No,
all
he
very
was-
confusing.
it is very, very confusing to me. But track number 3, featuring, once again, Notorious B.I.G. and
Not Lisa
Mace.
Stansfield.
No. Been Around the World, although it does kind of rip her off.
Ah, yite.
He does have a writing credit on it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yo, this man,
In that
you know what I'm saying? You got
Murder
me
Mace
down
line?
with me for whatever reason.
Been
got
around
that
word,
don't
nah,
like
yeah,
me
yeah.
You got that's mad because I'm always with they. Then you got that just don't like me.
Wow, it's a censored version too.
But you know, I pop a lot of. I back it up though. See, it's a difference.
Let's jump ahead.
Put down track right high. Making say rewind that. No, you go against the Harlem Gigolo. Get your liquor low. Make the get low.
Doom, 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 doom. Bam, boom, bam, bam.
Track number 4 does not have any featured artists, but it could feature Hulk Hogan if it really tried.
I have.
What
okay,
you
we may
gonna
have a-
do?
I don't have that one. I was about to say number 4 for me does have a featured artist. So
Oh, would that be Lil Kim?
it would be.
So let's go with your number 4 would be Don't Stop What You're Doing.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I must have a bonus version.
I have a 2014 remaster. So
Oh, okay.
don't stop the music. You don't really want to stop. No. Don't you stop. Does Yarborough and Peoples have writing credits on this?
Check it out.
No.
They should.
If it's not, it's yours. We on the job. Everybody eating, everybody involved.
Don't you stop it. Don't you stop. Don't stop the music.
Do you have an interlude next?
I do not.
Do you have a question next?
Without a question mark. No. No. That's track 6. I do
Okay.
have an interlude. It just okay. I didn't see it where it said interlude. Yes.
Okay. So
It was
the
3 minutes
interlude-
long. I didn't figure it was an interlude.
That's a long ass interlude featuring Carl Thomas. If I Should Die Tonight. Please tell me that's the one you have.
Well, how many other interludes are there?
I don't know. I didn't scroll down that far.
Sometimes I think about dying. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of death in my life. I've seen a lot of friends die. I've seen a lot of family members die. When I think about dying,
All right, that's enough of that. And John, I don't have the answer to that. He want to know what was the dance that Dookie did where he reached down acting like he was wiping his shoes off.
Maybe that's the
Dookie
Dookie on
dance.
the shoes. That's what it is. He's wiping Dookie off his shoes.
Yes, it's the Dookie dance.
There you go. See, we just that's that's the facts as I have just made them up.
Yes.
So, do you have a question as your next?
I do.
Well, do you know?
I do not.
Is that the one you have?
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know?
Do you know? Do you
Little
know?
Mars Blackman.
Little Mars Blackman. Yes. Do you know?
there are the times in my life where I feel trapped. I feel there's no way out.
No way out.
I feel like Peter Griffin. He said the title.
I don't know where my life is going. Where I'll end up at. I just don't know.
Doom, 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 doom. I like the music on that one.
Yeah, once I finally got to it.
Hmm?
Track number 8, I have 2 featured artists, and that would be Hawaiian Sophie and the Notorious B.I.G.
I do not have that. My next feature is a recent Fresh and Peace.
Okay, so I know what one you're talking about. You are looking at the next track featuring Black Rob, which is called I Love You, Baby.
I'll always be there for you. I'll never betray you. I love you, baby.
I'm at Uptown on Dykeman, the Eichton, talking that how she only dealt with businessmen. Bad insurance, money off and on the books. The ones who stand firm like ain't nothing shook about them. I doubt them cats waiting for me. You know them Them big dudes across the street, she said.
Black Rob had a very unique voice, man. Very easy to pick out.
John said there were 3 versions of this album. I just grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah. Track number 10 may be it's 10 on my list. I don't know what number it is on yours, but it may be the big hit off of this record if it's the next one.
There are 2 big hits on this album. Yes. This one
features the Lox.
According to Spotify numbers, this one is the second biggest hit.
Well, that would make sense.
The other one tenfold over this one for plays.
Okay. So the next track, the one I have, features the Lox, Notorious B.I.G. and Lil' Kim.
Yep.
And it's a money-themed track.
It is. Not Money Cash Hoes.
No. It's all about the Benjamins.
Not all about the Pentiums.
Yeah.
What kind of chip you got in there? A Dorito?
Yeah.
Benjamin's baby.
Yeah.
Benjamin's baby.
Now, what y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the spoilers, on the low from the Jake and the Taurus, trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace, yeah, living the raw deal.
Some grants like Horace.
Spaghetti, fettuccine, and bill, but still, everything's real in the field, and what you can't have now, leave when you will.
If I saw Horace Grant on some money with his big old goggles, I think I was looking at Alfred E. Newman.
You may be. Or Mars Blackman.
Next track I have is a 1-word title, and it's not Joy.
It is not. But Omar Chandler would be very happy.
It is Pain.
There's times in my life where I just want to run away. I just wish the pain would stop. I don't want to cry no more. I wish the pain would go away.
Static, bad hands make it hard to deal. Sometimes I want to pull it, end it all with a bullet. Hard to live life to the fullest with all this bull.
With all this bull.
Next track I have asks another question.
The next track I have is a Chill Rob G song.
Okay, so I'm going to skip my question, although mine featured Twista on there.
Remind me at the end of the records, before we close out, to get to the Twista thing.
Okay. So the next track you have features the Lox, and I Got the Power.
My clique is in it till it's over, never sober, busting over, lane to lane with the cane and the rover, pray to Jehovah, put in with the Ruger, the young Don, the arm mover, you know my hustle, I bring the 4 pounds to the tussle, up with a pit with no muzzle, so chill, cuzzo, let me blow for my is running round, get down like gorilla, shorty, pop the boat lock, in the spot with.
So the next song I have features Foxy Brown, and it's kind of sort of like How Many of Us Have Them?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so that's got to be the third one that's not on there. The next one then maybe is a Spanish word.
It is.
And that would be, with no featured artist, Señorita.
Honey, I keep you hot and wet, flooded with ice. You can spend all day, chill all night, and sleep with the king. Peep what I bring. Every few weeks, it's a bigger size ring. Parrots ain't nothing when the cabbage ain't nothing. I got habits like going to Paris.
The next track I have would be the big track that was tenfold more than the other one.
Yes.
Featuring Faith Evans and 112 with a writing credit for Gordon Sumner.
As well as should be. Not Gordon Shumway, because he didn't write many songs I knew of.
No. Gordon Sumner, known as Sting. This track is I'll Be Missing You.
This right here, tell me what goes out to everyone that has lost someone that they truly love. Check it out. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future.
Okay, let me touch on this song real quick before we get to the last one.
Okay.
This song is where I began to hate Piss Dookie. Because all this was, to me, was a way to make money off of Big's death.
Mm-hmm.
Because Piss Dookie was not a rapper.
No.
He was a producer. He was a manager. He was a record label owner. Whatever you want to call it. These are all the things that he did. Dancing all up in the video. He was not, but this was his like, oh, I can get up here on because it was during an awards show, I believe, or some sort of
MTV Awards, I thought.
Was it? Where he came out and did this and had Sting with him and Faith, and the whole thing just made me so pissed off when I saw it.
Yeah, I think it was the MTV Awards.
Because to me, it was so fake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not from Faith, but Piss Dookie just going, shit, I just lost my cash cow. What can I do now to get more money out of him? Oh, I'll sing a song about him. People will love that. And as
let's throw his ex-wife on there too.
Yeah. Yep. And as we see just from Spotify plays, tenfold more than any other song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 305 million listens.
Ugh.
And it just makes me mad every time. But anyway.
Last track on the record features Mace. And it is called Can't Nobody Hold Me Down.
Who's got writing credits on this one?
Other than Dookie, nobody you ever heard of.
Really?
Yo, turn me up in the headphones. Like that? Yeah.
I mean, maybe they cleared the sample, but they didn't have to get the writing credit on there.
Maybe.
Now it's Sean on the hot track, melt like it's hot wax. Put it out, all the stores, bet you can shop that. Leave a nigga with a hot hat, frontin' like bad boy ain't got tracks. Stop that. There's no
Stop
God
that.
in this young fly mister. Nickel 9 liquor, floss you die quicker. This bed.
And that is your one and done for episode 381. No Way Out by Puff Daddy and the Family.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this record charted because it actually charted very big too.
Well, yeah.
I do have to see. I think I only have album charting though. I'd have to look at the singles. Yeah, of which I believe there were 2. Let's take a look at where the album charted. Charted in every country you ever wanted to imagine. In the U.S., though, it was 2 charts it charted on. The U.S. top R&B hip-hop albums on Billboard. It was a number 1 record.
No.
The U.S. Billboard 200. It was a number 1 record.
Mm-hmm.
The year-end chart for 1997, U.S. Billboard 200, it's top 10. It was number 10. And for the year-end, top R&B hip-hop albums on Billboard, it was number 5. Now, let me go back and see what the singles were released. I know of the two. Holy shit, there was actually 5. What shocked me.
Really?
Yeah, and one of them I don't think we even played because I don't think it was on your list.
On my list, on the 2014 censored remaster.
Oh no, it was because it was the first song after the intro. Okay.
Oh, the one with the Jacksons on it.
Yes. So, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down was the first single off the record, released February 11th of 1997.
You said there were how many singles?
5.
1, 2, 3. So if Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, I'll Be Missing You, All About the Benjamins. Didn't you say Victory was one?
Victory was one, yep.
And if I were to guess the other one, I was, Been Around the World, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you have it. Let's take
I would never have guessed Victory, by the way.
Yeah, I never would have.
Just based on the listen numbers, I would have gone with I Love You Baby featuring Black Rob over Victory.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a 200,000 listen difference, but
U.S. Billboard Hot 100 for Can't Nobody Hold Nobody Hold Me Down. U.S. Billboard Hot 100 was a number 1 record. U.S. Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, it was a number 1 record.
Damn.
U.S. Hot Rap Songs, it was a number 1 record.
It's a lot of number 1 records.
I'm actually shocked because that wasn't even one of the big ones. Let's see what the next one that was released in order. I'll Be Missing You. The Jamie Hates This Fucking Song. This was, let's see, as I scroll down to my U.S. charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts. U.S. Billboard Hot 100, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, number 1. U.S. Hot Rap Songs, number 1. U.S. Rhythmic, number 1. U.S. Mainstream Top 40, which I've never even heard of.
No, that sounds like it's be a chart from another country talking about a chart
U.S.
here.
music, yes. Number 11 on that. And it was also number 1 on a chart we haven't referenced yet.
Really? What chart might that be?
Take a guess.
I know this little girl, her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you would say I don't know what I know.
But murder she wrote.
Hot dance music and maxi singles, number 1 record. Number 3 on the list of singles for this album. It's All About the Benjamins.
What? Oh.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 charts.
A 4.
U.S. Billboard Hot 100.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. This is another one I've never heard of. U.S. Hot 100 singles sales. That's different.
Yeah, I thought that was the Hot 100.
Thought that was the Hot 100. Number 2. Let me see. That. Yeah, it's a Billboard Hot 100. I don't know why.
Yeah, I say number 2 and number 2.
It's the same chart with 2 different names.
That Pistuki just wanted to be on another chart.
Probably. Hot R&B hip hop singles and tracks, number 1. U.S. Billboard Hot Rap Singles, also number 1. So a lot of people listen to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Sold a lot of records.
It was the Exploit Biggie's Death album.
It was. Absolutely. Been Around the World is the next one.
Yeah. Oh.
3 U.S. charts for that. Billboard Hot 100. It was a number 2 record, not a number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hot R&B hip hop songs, number 7. And U.S. Hot Rap Songs, number 1 record. And finally, the not quite Jackson 5 or Jackson's song, Victory.
It was their tour, though.
Was their tour, yes. 1 chart. U.S. Billboard Hot 100 peaked at number 68.
So it's like number 1, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 68.
68.
But it still made the damn chart. So
Yep. That song is the You God of the singles.
It is.
So that is it. That is Puff Daddy and the Family.
Yes.
With No Way Out. You're one and done for episode 381. And now
381.
It is time for the record of the week.
Yes.
And
a very new record of the week.
Very new record of the week.
Like, it's not on his Wikipedia page new.
Yeah, like released maybe, I don't know, 24 hours ago.
I got long enough where I could send MJ an email and say, hey, can I play this?
And MJ said, yes.
She said, do it.
So this is the brand new record. Your record of the week. Brand new record by one half of Onyx, Fredro
Friend of the show.
Starr. Friend of the show, Fredro Starr. And it's called Stash Box.
Yes.
And I have 12 tracks on this.
So did I, because there are no other versions of this yet.
And unfortunately, there's no intro on this, so DJ Introduction is 1 for 2 tonight. Track number 1, what would you expect from Fredro other than an opening track called Blood?
Dog, son, love that nigga. Yo, me and Rye used to buy 8s and get high on fire escapes. These niggas I hate, these fake niggas that rise wait. For God's sake, them niggas I snake. Look at y'all from the lock gate. And little tape from 1-8. He had beef for Rob State. These fake niggas show the last respects. Damn, my nigga laying in the casket wet. When I blast my tech, these ass back niggas never know the definition of real.
Track number 2, Illa Than Y'all. I like that first track, by the way.
Yes.
My bitches fly than y'all, and my money sack higher than y'all. You got ice, but my face shine brighter than y'all. More illa, more murder, more killing than y'all. This little nigga more realer than y'all. More chicks, more kicks, more whips than y'all. You a half a key killer, I'm a brick to y'all. Niggas hot, but this nigga is the shit for y'all. Too sick, too quick, too fast for y'all. Plus 20 shots, baby, when I blast at y'all. What's the problem? That's what I'm asking y'all.
All right, this thing's hitting.
It's Fredro, man.
It's hitting. Track number 3, Triple Flyness.
That is a whole lot of flyness. It is the triple fat goose of flyness.
I'm in the flyer, scared, powder kicks and wires, swear. Nigga wanna try to be the same nigga, die to share. I'm not the nigga to catch wreck off, kid. I'm the type to let the tech off, take your neck off, kid.
Track number 4, Heaven Records.
Straight up, man. Queens General, pop. I mean, when I step through the set, they know what it is, man. We get money over here, man. Cash flow over here, man. Stop playing games. Yo, son, what's good? I mean, I had to know it.
Wow.
We up to track number 5?
We are.
Thug Love.
Jesse, man. Hey, yo, play that 9 shit, yo. Y'all want to flip something real quick. Southside, stand up. It's Fire Star. Yo, Jess Jackson, man, turn it up, man. Yo, record this right here, son. Yo, what up, Jay? Can't believe you passed away. When them killers came, you should have blasted the cave. Fucking kid, no time for crying, that's what it is. Plus, congratulations, your cousin's doing big. That nigga looks like you, walking talks just like you. Told him he should be strong, cause now he wanna die too, falling. Had to pick him up in the game. Good thing he listened, cause I had to drop a jewel in his brain. I was like, yeah, Granny's a snake.
You know that good one love.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite.
You know, he put out another record too.
Who?
Fredro.
When?
I guess about the same time.
What?
You need to look up a record called 16 Bars with Firestar.
Okay.
It's got 20 tracks on it.
Damn.
And they're all just titled Episode with the track number. So we may have to do that one next week too.
That's like 1/3 of an MC Sham mixtape.
I'm 1/3. And you know what's funny? All the tracks are episode, except for track number 16. It's called Episode 16 DMX Diss.
Okay, player.
So that's it. But let's get back to this record because I just added this on my Apple Music library.
Yep.
And saw the next record next to it. And I'm like, really? What is that? Because it's both dated 2021.
Yeah.
So I now have both of them.
Yeah, the last one I had for 2021 was A Few Joints, which we did on the show.
We did. So track number 6 on this record, 100 Mad.
I heard him talking out there, looking for help. Come tomorrow, he's gonna have 200 guns, maybe more. And he's not gonna settle for just us. He wants them all dead.
Everybody going.
Every last one of them.
Know what it is, baby. Yeah. Know what it is, baby. 100 Mad. You know what we do. Serious business. Slow Star. G King.
I'm going to blow your mind again. You know, he's got another record came out this year called Soul on Fire.
Soul on Fire, I saw.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was a this year or if that was a re-release. I didn't know.
Released to 2021, recorded in 2020. That just got added to my library too. Track number 7 off of Stash Box, because now we got more Fredro than I know what to do with. Track number 7, Thugs and My Killers.
This is for the clubs and the killers. Niggas posted on the block won't kill us. This is for my $100 billers. Niggas hating and I know they won't kill us. We brought the hood with us for the clubs and the killers. Niggas posted on the block won't kill us. This is for my $100 billers. Niggas hating and I know they won't kill us. We brought the hood with us.
Hex million, I'm about to put it back in perspective. The gats what I step with back. You get wet quick as back to reality.
Track number 8, The Ups and Downs.
See, I was born in the 70s. I learned what life was about in the 80s and shit, you know?
In the 80s, I learned my lessons.
And I don't even know where the 90s went. Real shit.
Is that Fake Dog singing in the background?
Yo, 71. A mother's second child, mother's first son. Daddy on the run, sipping on that rum. Growing up in my house, son.
Track number, was that 9?
No, this is 9 coming up.
This is 9. So-Called Beef.
Free Bingham Smurf.
Say Free Base of Smurf.
Something like that.
Love supreme, no love. Southside stand up. Jamaica, what up? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, Fire Star. Doing this shit since Baisley Park, you know what I'm saying? I'ma take niggas back, man. I got a story to tell, you know what I'm saying? Shit's so real. I'ma throw it off the top of the dome.
Track number 10, Gun Clap Music.
I got in the studio, but my shit couldn't fit in the car.
Hey, yo, son,
We
check
got
this
that
out.
big shit,
Hey, yo,
nigga.
son, check this shit out right here. I just copped this shit right here, son. This shit right here, this some new shit. Look, look, look. And the media says rap promotes violence. Of course it does. Yeah, we the reason why kids are taking guns to school. Blame it on us.
Fuck rap music. This is gun clap music. Fuck rap music. This is gun clap music.
Track number 11, Keith Murray Freestyle.
What is this, an Eric Sermon record?
It's time to drop a shell on them. Rain, Boogie, farewell, rock with them seeds. We got the nails to seal your coffin. Plus this long amber guarantees we
Retro Star, the technician, Keith Murray, about to get bodied.
Track number 12. No, he didn't.
Sounds like a Booker T thing. Tell me he did not just say that. No, he didn't.
Drove Star. 100 mad. Come on. Yeah. Yo, 180 on the dash, like I got a time limit. New Bentley drop top, I'm in it. Went from Queens to Uptown in 9 minutes. No airbag.
That is your record of the week by friend of the show, Fredro Starr, called Stash Box. And because it was just released basically, like I said, 24 hours ago, there is no chance for any charting action on here yet.
There is nothing nowhere.
So, Fredro Starr with Stash Box, your record of the week for episode 381. Remind you, the one and done was Puff Daddy and the Family with No Way Out. And before we take our final break of the evening, we'll remind you the artist of the month for May of 2021 is Beastie Boys. And we referenced it in Hip Hop Headlines. We have an old to the new for you.
We do.
The old to the new, as mentioned in Hip Hop Headlines.
Which we also have clearance to play.
Phife Dawg featuring Illa J with French Kiss. Duh.
Just dance. Just dance. Just dance. Just dance.
Check a 1, 2, 1, 2. Check a 1, 2, 1, 2. Check a 1, 2, 1, 2.
Make this French chick get a bar face like a supermodel, body like a porn star. Yeah. Brain like Einstein, game like AI, stacking that money high. Yeah, girl, you know you a porn star. You should be on my team. Yeah, you know we going far. Yeah, and I know you feel my eye beam staring at your ass, girl. Damn, girl. Yeah, you know you got that money maker, shake it like a salt shaker. Ooh, you's a heartbreaker. Wait up, we gotta talk. Get up, then spark, get up, then fuck, split up, get back, make up, then stack, take up, and I'll be waiting for you like you do makeup. But wait up, I gotta coordinate up, cause Nick just bought some shit, we about to get baked up. Yeah, and take the elevator. Just dance, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France.
Just dance, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Girl, your body good, dog, girl, your body good. Important, smart, but I love it when they hood. Aqua Zero Amazon sandals in that emerald green. Same color down by Alexander McQueen. And the deacons hopped in that Bentley SUV. I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is she? True looking like Al, bodies like blah. Even a chubby pal had a face like leaving the World Film Fest. Looking so correct, yeah. Finest thing walking through Montreal, Quebec. Club the Boom, next spot. 1738 shots. Bottles of Ciroc while my man Roots rock. Shorty sipping Molson Dry, zoning off that Choctaw. No doubt I feel managed, but don't want to take advantage. Let that vixen pass by. I gotta get with her. 5 footer all on her mouth like liquor. Like liquor.
Just dance, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France.
Just dance, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass, ladies in Montreal, fam de la France.
Wow, loving your energy, I'm loving your style. Bow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay, don't know what to say. Speechless, million miles per hour, my heart is beating. And I'm starting to think that you're not feeling me, cause I don't know what you're thinking. Don't understand what you're speaking. But it sounds kinda kinky, so wait up. I need you to say what you wanna do later. I'll pick you up later. I buy the drinks, I open doors, I'll break you off later. We keep it going after party, yeah, we all stay up. We keep it going after party, yeah, we all stay up. And roll a blizzard with my nizzles, and we all blaze up. Just dance. Ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass. Ladies in Montreal, fam de la France.
Just dance. Ladies in Montreal, fam de la France. Shake that ass. Ladies in Montreal, fam de la France.
Just dance.
You are exactly right, John. That song is very relaxing. It's kind of got a, Brady Bunch vibe to it. That weird psychedelic whole lot of, I could see mushrooms and bright colors.
I didn't watch the video. I should have put up the video instead.
Yeah. Well, it gives us something to do after we're done here.
Yeah.
Old to the new. Fife Dog featuring Illa J with French Kiss 2. Old to the New, brought to you by Mr. Throwback Thursday and the late, great Fife Dog. We thank everyone who was involved in that for allowing us to play it. We will take our final break of the evening, and when we come back, lyrics time. Come right on back. See if I break again this week. You never know unless you come back to episode 381 of Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Explicit lyrics. Let me grab us some piano. Hey, there it is. It's under the motherfucking piano. But it doesn't make sense for me to do that because I still need to do a drop first.
Drop.
Drop. All right, so I'm going to need a video on standby, not the IG video. That one. All right. So how about...
Not you all up dancing in the video.
Yes. How about... I found we haven't done it in a long time. How about... Oh, well, this was mentioned tonight, too. All right. So I'm going to hit this drop. And then come in with the BRL.
Okay.
Since we've only been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. It seems like longer because we started late, but
yeah.
So let's do that with a Shri. Who's your mama?
Yo, what's good? This is Casanova Rudd from the Golden Era. Yeah, super love to seeing Casanova Rudd. Yeah, the Dude the James, Girls That Got 'Em Locked and all that. Well, right now you are tuned into my boys, Jamie and Bill, on the home of classic hip hop, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Girls That Got 'Em Locked, pump it up.
Pump it up. Now come on, get some. Stop yelling it.
But it starts with Bill.
Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right, left to right. Words together is a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Might offer any cramps.
Most people normally don't listen to the words, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 381. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics.
It is.
Let's see if we can go 2 weeks in a row with Jamie giving me something to make me completely lose my shit.
No. Would I do such a thing?
Yes. Yes, you would. Not only would you do it, you would smile and laugh about it.
Well, yes, but that's only because you're smiling and laughing. Fucking thing.
I was good last week, and then you did the visual, and that made me just go bleh.
It happens. Like my green screen. It happens. we're gonna do verse 2.
Oh, you know what? I saw the artist name and I thought, oh, maybe he listened to the interview, but it's a different clan.
It is a different clan. It is not X Clan.
So let me verse 2.
Yes. It'll start off with verse 2.
I cannot stand the way they throw ads on these things anymore. Everything's
I
a
know.
freaking ad.
And then every time one of them a video comes up, it kicks off my green screen. So I have to pull it up in order to be able to see it to
that's
follow
verse-
along with you.
That's verse 1. There's verse 2.
Yes. So, with no type of ado,
none.
Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer or further, we'll cue the motherfucking piano.
See a bitch on the bus stop, so I must stop. Conversate a bit, try to slay the bitch. Yo, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? See, I'm a Nickelback that's out to get it. And if the hoe down with it, best believe I'ma hit it. See, any hoe will pass. I fucked this fat hoe with dimples in her ass. On heavy sense, dick hard as fuck, and all I seen was this fat ass slut. I was only cracking for a little head. Fat bitch body slammed me on the bed, then the bitch might have tried me. She got on top and tried to ride me. Oh, couldn't overthrow her. She was 300 plus. Big, fat, greasy ass, stank, ram slut. Woo! And she refused to get up. From my chest to my knees was all wet up. Big bitch was a freak. She turned me over and started licking up my butt cheeks. Then I got into it. Said, please, don't squeeze my ass when you do it. Oh, shit. She must not have liked the taste, because she stopped eating ass when I farted in her face. But I ain't wanted to quit. I'm on that thing, and with a hard ass dick, bitch, I ain't trying to play fussy. Pushed her head on the bed and took that fat pussy. Peace.
Isn't that one of this week's things for Hip Hop Appreciation Week? Peace.
Yes, it was. You almost got me again.
Almost. I tried.
Same kind of thing. No cheeks inflated on that
No.
one, though.
I had to do that last time because it was the lyric.
I know it was. I know it was.
I know you do.
I know you do. Poison Clan. Wow.
Yeah. I like this one.
As many pounds as episodes. And did you like my shout out to Bobo on that?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah, never ride the bus again.
No. So, before we do our rollout, I got a couple of things. One, as we record, well, shit, by the time we're done recording it, maybe, but as we record tomorrow, Tuesday, is the birthday of one Incredible Jeff. So I want to say happy birthday to Jeff.
Happy birthday, Incredible Jeff. Not
Yes.
General Hef.
No. And two, over a month ago now, we got an email, and occasionally we get emails to the show, and they go to mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com, blah, blah, blah. Hey, will you play this? Hey, check this out. We play this. Hey, when I get an email at my, what we'll call official email account, which is Jamie at mrthrowbackthursday.com, That means somebody's been listening. They've gone to the page and found out how to get a hold of me, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
So we got this email a month ago, and there's the reason I have not read this email on the show is because I've actually been trying to find them an answer. So here's the email. It's from CJ is his name. He said, "Hey man, longtime fan of the podcast," which thank you. Considering you guys have much more knowledge of hip hop history than I do, I thought I should email you and ask this question. Who exactly is Tyrone Chilifoot from Mr. Tongue Twister? He said, my friend and I have been fans of Twister for many years and have never been able to find out who Tyrone Chilifoot is. Based on the context of the song, it seems like he's an MC or a DJ, but there's practically no record of him existing outside of Mr. Tongue Twister. We thought that he might be a persona of Twister, but he sounds nothing like him and is played by someone else in the music video. Do you have a clue who he could be or how we can find out? I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks, CJ. So, I went down essentially a month-long rabbit hole trying to find out who exactly Tyrone Chilifoot was.
Because it's one of our favorite names to bandy about.
Yes. Now, I got Pumice involved because Pumice is a ground-pounding fact finder. If the information's out there, he'll go get it. The only clue that I really found was Tyrone Chilifoot. His full name that he says on there is, if my name ain't Louis Tyrone Chilifoot. So, okay, so now we know that it's not just Tyrone Chilifoot. It's Louis Tyrone Chilifoot. And in the outro of the song, he says, "I'd like to give a shout out to my son, Tyler Whitfoot." So now we have a little bit more. So who is Tyler Whitfoot?
Context.
I have not been able to find out yet who Tyler Whitfoot is. There was a Reddit post 2 years ago from a guy who's Rebel XD. He said, "Twista is my brethren." So I'm assuming somebody had asked this same question. He said, "Twista is my brethren, as well as Vacal and Aztec, the ones he was dissing at around 335. Twista broke the Guinness Book of World Records, fastest rapper, 1991. I broke it in 92, 98, blah, blah, blah." So Pumice went on there and asked, who is Tyrone Chilifoot? He said, "Do you mean Tyrone Chitlinfoot?" Which could very easily have been the way he said it, and we just didn't pick up on it. He said it was Titan, the one who originally produced the song. So there's been a whole lot of find out who the hell is Titan. So you look for producers, and then it says songwriters Carl Mitchell, which is Twista, producer Titan. So then you gotta go and try to find out who the fuck Titan is. I have not been able to find Titan yet. So, and I don't know if it is Louis Tyrone Chitlinfoot, spelled Chitterling, of course.
Of course.
Or if it's Chilifoot, or if it's Chillinfoot. There's so much. I've gone to the Library of Congress to look under the copyright to see if I can find out the producer's name or whatever under the copyright.
Wow.
And the only thing I found out is they gave the full credit to Twista. So I've tried. I've tried a lot.
Unless we can get Twista on the show, we may never know.
I have messaged Twista directly on Instagram and on Twitter to try, but I've gotten no response. So, Twista, formerly Mr. Tongue Twister, please get a hold of us and let us know who the hell is Louis Tyrone Chilifoot, so that we can let CJ know and we will feel less dumb.
Right.
So that's where I am with that.
And did you bring a second hat?
Always.
Because it's time to switch hats.
And go from Bill.
And I shall change from Bill to Phil.
Change from Bill to Billy. I believe Dice called you Billy as well tonight.
Stop that nonsense. I didn't. You know what? Did he? Because I didn't pick up on that.
I believe so. We'll have to go back and check it out. I'll get it in the edit.
Possible. I think I was so shocked that he was on that I didn't even really pay attention to what he called me. Yes. So, before we wrap it up, Fresh Flicks, May 27th.
Yes.
Also, the night we will be drawing for the winner of the 1-of-1 mug. So,
yes, you have between now and I believe 7:00 that night, the 27th, to get your donation into the Universal Hip Hop Museum and to send me a copy of your receipt. Although Adam has been sending them to me as well. As long as you hashtag TBT Posse in your donation, there's a little checkbox that says leave a comment or something. And, get yourself the credit you deserve. Yeah.
So, episode 381, like every other episode, fueled by Death, the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, or at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code throwback. Save 10% off your order. Oh, by the way, did you see I interacted with a wrestling female podcast?
I
happened
did see
to
that.
See a clip of it's Mickey James and Lisa Marie Varon, who wrestled as Victoria, and SoCal
Who is a
Val.
Death Wish fan? She is on. I believe she is on the official.
I think she is, but
on our fan page.
And then one of the other hosts, SoCal Val, was drinking coffee, and I just happened to pick up the Death Wish logo. So I asked her. I said, "Is that a Death Wish coffee mug?" And she shockingly responded to me. So she's like, "It sure is. I love it, and I love the canned brews too." So I made a recommendation for the canned lattes, and I gave her our code and mentioned what we do. So if by any chance she picked up on the clue of that, and SoCal Val and or Lisa Marie Varon and or Mickey James are listening, thank you.
Yes.
It's our pleasure to spread the word of hip hop and of damn good coffee.
Yes.
So the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code throwback. Save 10% off your order. Don't forget to check out friends of the show, Def Rugs, at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Def Rugs, or go to defrugs.com. Handmade, high-quality, hip-hop themed rugs from the fingers of the one and only Ruggy Fresh himself, Marshall Fox, and the green-eyed bandit, Eric Sermon. Heather Lent has the Bittersweet Candy Company up in Schenectady, New York. They make candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code throwback. Save 10% off your order there. Get that candy before it gets too hot so that you can get it in decent shape.
She just posted today. She said, if someone could narrate your life, and she said, and it's not Morgan Freeman, said, who would it be? And I said, Bobcat Goldthwait.
I would go with Gilbert Gottfried.
Many people did. And Sam Jackson, and nope. I'd love to hear Bob Goldthwait.
No, I think I would go with the guy who says, "Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice." I don't even know who that is. It's not Don Pardo. Kind of sounded like Don.
It does
Pardo
sound, yeah,
bit, but not
Don Pardo saying. This is Don Pardo saying.
Hey, by the way, talking about voices, Chicago Cubs did something really fucking cool today.
Oh, a Harry Carey impression?
No, new PA announcer.
Really?
21 years old, black man. Only black PA in that. Well, no, because Paul, was it Paul Odin or something like that does Yankee Stadium now?
Yeah, I'm not sure who does it now.
Took over for Bob Shepard.
For Bob Shepard, yeah.
But the first black PA announcer in Cubs history. 21 years old.
Really? He's got a long life ahead of him, hopefully.
Oh, was it Ted Knight? You know what? It kind of sounded like it could have been Ted Knight now that I think about it. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, I was just trying to look that up.
And then, well, we're waiting.
Of course, John.
Somebody was asking me about Ted Knight earlier this week because Too Close for Comfort came up in the conversation, and they were shocked that I remembered the names of the actresses that played all three of the women on the show. Well, 4 if you count Monroe, because I remembered Jim J. Bullock. I remembered Nancy Dussault, who played Muriel.
Okay.
And then the 2 daughters were Deborah Van Valkenburg and Lydia Cornell.
All right.
So I have no idea why I remember that shit, but I do.
Bill Woodson took over in the revival of the series in 1977, by the way. As the Meanwhile guy.
Meanwhile.
Said the voice of narrator was provided by Ted Knight during the early hour-long episodes. Bill Woodson took over with the revival of the series in 77. His signature line was, "Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice."
And now it is Bill from the shows. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com. Melted Mics brought to you by Pumice T. Mendola. Hip-hop themed t-shirts and other accoutrements. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday. Save 10% off your order there. Ray's Energy Drink from Rep Sports. You go to the Friends of the Show page on MrThrowbackThursday.com. There is a link for repsports.com. Order Ray's Energy Drink. Use the code Throwback. Saves 15% off your order there.
Big money.
Finally, is the shop open yet?
It is.
Geek Like You. Etsy.com/shop/Geek Like You, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip hop, Mr. Throwback Thursday, and pop culture items, all brought to you from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday himself and his just as sick and twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. So go check them out on Etsy.com/shop/Geek Like You, where the geek shall inherit the earth, and God only knows what they'll do with it once they get it.
Stand by.
Don't forget the social media network, MrThrowbackThursday.com. We just mentioned that. You can click on that, leave a voice message, follow us on Twitter, if you don't already, at @the_MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT. Like the Facebook page. Check us out every Thursday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com. And if you want to send us emails, go to jamie@MrThrowbackThursday.com or MrThrowbackThursday@gmail.com.
Yes.
Shout out time.
Yay, yay.
We're going to start with the lady who just put moose and squirrel in our comment feed. It would be better if her name was Natasha. Natasha, we must get moose and squirrel. But that would be the one and only Gail Dunmeyer. Followed by Manny Baez. Followed by Sarah Henderson and John Henderson and Hugo Gonzalez and Sanket Patel and Teresa Lynn, Simple Luxuries at teresalynns.com, and Kat Malark, and Clay Arsenault, and Jason Eckert, and Jennifer Buchanan, the Shrieking Warrior, and Jacob O'Neill, and Jason Heath, and Paulie Tibbert, and Chris Kinsley. They get mentioned because they got five on it
or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT, which is also where you usually pick up the links for the Fresh Flicks episodes.
It is, because you don't get them if you're not on that page.
Don't forget our friends, as always. Check the Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton and Marcus Vanderberg. Check out Anthony Imran and Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. A myriad of other hip-hop podcasts we mentioned with our artists earlier tonight, Paradise and Adam. So not going to mention them all by name. We will mention Talking Ty with her webpage, BrooklynTyNYC.com.
Yes.
She's got a cast coming soon.
Yes,
hopefully.
I'm waiting.
Head over, join Real Rap for the Old School Hip Hop Heads on Facebook. Always good stuff being shared over there. We mentioned the hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B, at Beezus the DJ, and also on itsfreshradio.com. Go to the Fresh Radio app for your phone and listen to the All Request show after the Mr. Throwback Thursday show on Thursdays. Send your requests to @Beezus the DJ, and he will get them on for you. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff on every platform that you can find.
Where?
Your input helps our output, so leave reviews, comments, what you like, what you didn't like, what you want us to talk about.
Do what you like.
Find us everywhere. Share the good word. And now that we're getting closer and closer to everybody getting vaccinated, I will say, keep washing your hands. Until you're told you don't have to, keep wearing your mask. If you haven't been vaccinated, I urge you to get vaccinated.
Keep washing your butt.
Keep washing your butt, even if your mama's got gold nipples.
And you got to rip in your couch.
Share the good word, and mostly keep it classic, everybody. And until next week, always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.